So I've always let first-time users use my place, and to mostly like 98% of them did great. Left it clean and everything. And I think what's happening is there's a algorithm in Airbnb that sees that I allow a lot of first-time users, and they're putting me on the top of their list whenever they start looking for a place. This is what I'm thinking. I might be wrong, whatever. But all these other people that are like complaining they're not getting any looks, any listings, any views, I'm like, they must have turned down people in the past. And Airbnb doesn't want someone who's very first time on the platform to start getting ding ding turned down like all these people. Then they like, screw this Airbnb crap, I'm not ever using it again. Instead, they send them straight to me, where I always accept the first timers. And I guess right now I'm reaping the rewards for that. I don't know. What do you think?
Welcome to Live, Let, Thrive, a podcast about the Airbnb life, the share economy, and everything in between. Here are your hosts, Myka and Steve.
Hello, hello, hello.
And welcome back to another exciting episode
of Live,
Let,
Thrive. What's up, Myka man?
What's up, man?
Ready
Almost the end of the week, so yeah.
Tomorrow's Friday.
Yes, it is. Weird day to be recording.
Got any big plans?
This weekend, no. Got my Actually, I got some big plans. Got my sister coming into town, and tomorrow is our last day doing Airbnb out of our house.
Woohoo! That's awesome.
Yeah, so we're going to be cleaning out the garage, moving my son's stuff back in his old room. Yeah, that's about it. What you got planned?
So, I got a lot of stuff planned, but real quickly, what, so why, okay, you had mentioned it before in a previous show why you want to quit Airbnb, but,
Not quit Airbnb, I'm just quit doing it at my house.
Oh, okay, out of your house. And even though you make good money doing it out of your house, correct?
Mm-hmm.
But you're trying to start getting the house ready to have another baby and stuff like that?
Yeah, I'm going for all number 2. And then after that, we'll be, going for number 2. But no, truthfully though, we're just ready to, going for number 2, and then we're just kind of ready to, call it quits on doing it out of the house. We did it for a while. We got enough assets. Then we started getting assets while we were doing it. So, those assets are, good enough to cover us. Mahogany's got her business. She's about to get going on with the fitness thing. So, it's just, we have multiple streams of income coming in now, so we don't need to do it anymore.
That's cool. Are you going to miss it?
I don't know, man. We'll see. Time, we have to kind of get accommodated to having our own house back again. You know what I mean? Going upstairs. We haven't really, truly been in the upstairs of our house in damn near 2 years, so.
Wow.
Yeah. So we pretty much used all that money to get other assets. So, it served its purpose. I'll say that.
It's, it's addicting to keep just recycling the money into getting more and more stuff, right?
Yeah. We're about to, once we get this next property, I think we'll be good for a long while. We're going to try to get a duplex. So once we get the duplex or fourplex, we'll be good.
The funny thing is, I say that after every property. All right, I'm going to get the next one. I'm going to chill. This is going to be our forever home for a while home. And by after a few months, I start getting that itch to start looking for another one, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, you keep looking. Yeah, duplexes is what, and I'm going to wait till I can refi the duplex and get another duplex or another triplex. And, I'm about to just really hop into multifamily investing. That's really what my goal is now. That's what, so I'm going to refi this house and then get another, see if I can get a multifamily unit.
The Grant Cardone theory.
Yeah, got to, man. I was thinking, I'm like, man, I got to get something, do multiple streams, one mortgage.
We got to dive in.
15-year lease on it.
Oh,
Go ahead.
We got to dive into some Cardone this episode, but he's the man. Real quick, this is episode 83 for those of y'all keeping track of your favorite Airbnb, VRBO, Turo, Uber, Lyft, all that stuff, share economy, podcasts, video cast,
Yes,
Facebook cast, YouTube cast, all that stuff.
Yeah. You said talking Cardone?
Let's start off with it's I know he's read this book. I've heard about this book, and I want to check it out. It's called the Art of Not Giving a Fuck. Is that what it's called? You heard about it?
I've never heard of that book.
Okay.
I'm about to Amazon that shit.
And because it's funny, I don't know if he read it. I'm assuming he read it, but it's like it's so him because he literally does not give a fuck who he offends, what he says. He's like, it's like this is that you want to make money, listen to me. If not, I don't give a fuck. You can bitch and complain all you want.
Yeah, the subtle art of not giving a fuck. A counterintuitive approach to living a good life. I'm about to order that bad boy. It's only $15. Oh yeah, I'm getting this.
And
I gotta finish my other book first. I'm reading another book, so I have to finish that one so I can hop on this one.
Oh, nice.
So yeah.
What's cool about it, just the title alone, and there's people like, we listen to Bigger Pockets, but like Brandon, he thinks that's an awesome book too, and he's this Christian, youth counselor dude, but he thinks that's a pretty badass book, and I'm like, just the title alone is just it's like wow, if you actually, and most of us, I mean, it's harder to do than you would think, right? To just not give a fuck what other people think, because in this life we really do care about what other people think and feel about us and all that stuff and how they judge us. It's just a big ball of judgment, and but to actually once, I mean you get here's a funny thing. I'll transition. I'll go in this way and that way, but like it seems like every president before Trump was, the polished politicians said the right things. Okay, what are the polls saying? What should I say here? And they kind of follow it, and because opinions matter, and this and that. And then Trump comes on the scene, and he truly doesn't give a fuck, like him or not.
Yeah.
And I think that's why he got elected, because people saw something different than just the same politicians in the system saying all the right things and all the politically correct things, and here comes some dude along that just says some whatever crazy shit falls out of his head, and all of a sudden he got elected president, man. Ain't that some stuff?
Yeah. I mean, he brought something different to the table. He definitely did. I mean, that's just where, I think he related us to a lot of millennials. He brought something different to the table, just straight said what was on his mind,
Tweeting
I think
away.
that's where the world's going now.
Right. Right.
But but the subtle art of not giving up, man, I'm going to have to definitely look into that.
And so our man Grant Cardone, literally don't give a fuck. Grant Cardone's this if y'all don't know who he is, which I think a lot of you might, but he's a multifamily. What is it called? A syndicate, like a multifamily syndicate, out of I say
Florida,
Miami.
I think, right?
Somewhere in Florida, I think Miami.
Yeah.
But anyways, he's this big. He's made a ton of books too. He's probably made half his fortune on books, if not most of his fortune. But he's out there. He's getting deals and he's putting together these huge multifamily deals and letting people syndicate. He syndicates. He lets people invest into the projects, and of course he takes the first cut off the top for him, right? And then when they fix it, whatever, flip it, sell it, he takes another cut when he flips it. He's in a great position because it's like he's the guy in the middle of the two guys passing the joint, so he gets to hit it, both two times as it goes left and right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's Grant Cardone. So
hey, I like him though, man.
I like the dude.
He knows how to.
He's greatness. He's greatness. And you mentioned stairs earlier, and this is something we don't often talk about on the show, but like your house has stairs. And I've talked to people before that said, and well, you have a reason to not really go up there that often because you have guests or whatever. But like a lot of people say, when they do get a 2-story house, they don't even really utilize the upstairs as much, or they just mostly hang out in the downstairs. Is that correct?
I don't know. I will say this. because I've lived in two-story houses in my life. In Texas, I would probably say, yeah, that's true, because how they set the upstairs and downstairs up. They give you 2 living rooms. Now, in my other house in the Northwest, they give you 2 living rooms. Well, a living room and a den downstairs, but there's also a room down there, so people do utilize it. So it's a little bit different, you know. It depends on how big your family is as well. So if you have 2 or 3 kids, you know, they're going to be all upstairs or downstairs, wherever the majority of the rooms are.
Right. Go chill out
So
upstairs.
it just depends on how the house is set up. Yeah, it depends on how the house is set up. But yeah, I've never noticed when living here. Yeah, it's like we only have 1 kid. You know, our son, he'll probably be up there all the time now, just in this room where all the stuff is. But yeah, we technically don't utilize the upstairs.
Right. And because I've never lived in a 2-story house, and but I've been looking lately, and we've been checking out some 2-story homes, and we've got one that we really like, and so we'll see how everything unfolds. But I should hopefully have some news for y'all pretty soon. And I'll just say this: I've always wanted a swimming pool, and this could make my my swimming pool dream come true.
Woo! Maintenance, man.
I know.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, if you want it though.
And that's the thing. I heard a quote today too of who's that guy? That Vanderchuck guy? Who's that guy?
Yeah.
And his last name's Vanderchuck. He's like a Tony Robbins type motivational dude. But he's been on Bigger Pockets before too. But anyways, he I don't even know how to spell his name, but Mr. Vanderchuck. Someone quoted him today saying, because this girl went on Bigger Pockets, and she's out of Canada, and I don't know if you heard the latest episode, but she does house flipping, renovations, or mostly buy and holds. They buy, they fix it up, and then they rent it out. You know, they do mostly buy and holds, but they wanted to start doing flips or whatever. And they were asking her, you know, well, who do you hire out to do the work? And she says, oh, me. I do me and my boyfriend. You know, we do all the work. But she said, they're like, wow, you know, it's hard to scale doing all that. She goes, but she loves it. She loves ripping into houses, tearing them up, you know, getting down to studs, putting them back together. I mean, it's just something that she loves. And you know, and the Bigger Pockets guys went on there and said, you know, there's people that come on here and say, why waste your time swinging a hammer when you can just sit back and have someone else do it and make millions? And you know, he goes, but and he quoted Vanderchuck. He's like, well, he goes, don't do what other people tell you to do, what they expect you to do. You know, do what makes you happy, and then everything will fall into place. And I was like, that's pretty cool. If she wants to swing a hammer, let her swing her hammer. Shit.
Yeah, most deaf.
So, if I want to,
they want to get her time to, unless they love. Yeah.
I've heard all the what's it called? I've heard all the negatives of owning a pool. But it's just like that itch that I gotta scratch, you know. I might get one and say, "Man, what the hell did I do? This is a bad idea." I might freaking love it. I mean, but that itch ain't gonna get scratched until I actually own a home with a pool. So
yeah,
so
that's true.
We'll see how it is, man. We'll see how it goes. But so you got some multi-families on the radar, bro?
Yes, sir. That's how I'm looking at the multifamilies. I'm kind of actually branching out of Texas, man. I'm looking at Atlanta. I'm looking at Arkansas. I'm looking at everywhere you can get some multifamily. You know what I found? Texas is terrible for multifamily investing. You know, I really looked at it, and I look at it from this standpoint. Everything you want is really high price for multifamily. But as far as like all the duplexes, triplexes, most of the time they break them up and sell them individually. I'm like, this is the only place like that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it makes it kind of difficult to hop into that market.
Right.
Here anyway, you know? And you got to go somehow out in the boonies, and, you know, you can get like go out to past Weatherford and Granby and all that, you know what I mean? Grand Prairie, you know? But yeah, I was looking, I'm like, man, this makes it kind of difficult here, you know? So it's just something I've been looking at.
It gets a little tough, man.
Yeah, man, especially on the multifamily side. So I've been looking at a state. Definitely looking at a state. We're seeing a lot of quads, tries out of state that are, you know, affordable.
Man, make that leap, right?
Yeah, you definitely got to branch out. That's really what I've been looking to do is branching out, things like that.
If you
Go another route.
We're fast approaching episode 100. I was going back at because we always send like stuff on the text messages back and forth during the week, and I was just seeing some stuff that we could that I was like, man, we gotta talk about on the show, you know. But we wanted to do like a big old surprise for the guest on episode 100. But
yeah,
that's to come. That's to come. And I was gonna say something right here. We were jokingly saying jokingly saying that this was going to be the R. Kelly episode, and this is what crossed my mind. I was like, I know, well, I haven't read 100% the story. I saw part of the interview because a buddy was kind of like watching it at work and on his phone, and so I saw part of the crazy interview where he's standing up screaming and crying and all that shit. But when I joked with you, I was like, hey, we're going to do the R. Kelly episode. It crossed my mind. I was like, you know what? I wonder how many, whatever. The city mentioned something like this. But how many sex offenders utilize Airbnb just to...
Man, loads.
Yeah?
Loads. Oh, yeah. Like,
no pun intended.
Yeah, there's a bunch of sex. I mean, there's a bunch of felons on Airbnb. Like, Airbnb, I know a felon that signed up for Airbnb and stay in Airbnb. Like, it takes them a long ass time to run background checks, man. They ain't just running background checks, and millions and thousands of people are signing up a day. Yeah, I guarantee there's a bunch of sex offenders on Airbnb.
Man, that's crazy because they claim that they vet the guests and stuff like that, right?
I think they do after a while. It takes them a while to pull that stuff up. Like, I know a felon that signed up that day and booked a place. So I know for a fact they don't just not then and there. They vet the guests, because they have to Airbnb has to make their money. If somebody signs up and they want to book a place, okay, cool, boom, they'll let them do it. But yeah, after a while, I've seen people get kicked off. But yeah, that's been how long they've been guests? 6-7 months. How many Airbnbs have you stayed in since then?
Yeah. And is there a way they can change their info and keep going? You know what I'm saying?
I'm pretty sure they can. I just dealt with a guy at one of my units who was a repeat offender, not a sex offender, but a repeat guest who changes his name and profile and messes up people's places.
Damn.
So he broke my chair in my place and all this other stuff. I was like, oh, okay. Cost of doing business, keep on going. But yeah, man, I mean, all he has to do is, I left him a 1-star review, but all he has to do is create another profile.
That's crazy, man. That's wicked.
Yeah, it's real crazy. And it's funny, like, matter of fact, I was talking to a guy today, and he said, hey, Airbnb had blocked his account, right? And he said, hey, if I was to create a new account under an LLC, would they know it was me? Would it connect back to my name? I'm like, more than likely not. Cause I'm like, I run mine as an LLC, and you never see my name on there. I just changed my account to a business account, and I was telling them, and I told them exactly what I just told you. I'm like, man, there's plenty of repeat of people that create multiple accounts on Airbnb all day,
That's nuts, dude.
So,
you know what?
Yeah, I mean, go ahead.
You know what I just thought of, and it really it resonates with me a lot now, just because of what we said. Everybody was complaining about not having a lot of listings, and except for you, because you use you use what's that software you use to get all the listings?
To get all the listings?
Yeah, what's that PMS you use?
Oh, you mean like Price Labs? Or?
Oh, Price Labs. Yeah, that's what I meant. Pricing app. Anyways, okay. Except for you, a lot of people I've been on these forums the last few months complaining about not having very many listings. Blah blah blah. I've been killing it, dude. I've been killing it, and I've even raised my prices, and they're still booking like crazy with me. But the thing is, here's the thing: I've been getting so many first time users of Airbnb. I mean, and I think because like I've told you before, I hardly ever. I probably 2 or 3 ever that I've not let stay at my place. You know what I'm saying? But which of all the others, 98%, 99% of the people, I've let them stay, even if they're first time users. And you know, I've rolled the dice, but I've always told myself, you know, it's old grandma's furniture, anyways. It doesn't really, it wouldn't hurt my feelings if it gets, you know, damaged. It's old stuff.
Yeah,
it's handed down, hand me downs. But anyways, so I've always let first time users use my place, and to mostly like 98% of them did great. You know, left it clean and everything. And I think what's happening is there's a algorithm in Airbnb that sees that I allow a lot of first-time users, and they're putting me on the top of their list whenever they start looking for a place. This is what I'm thinking. I might be wrong, whatever. But all these other people that are like complaining they're not getting any looks, any listings, any views, I'm like, they must have turned down people in the past. And Airbnb doesn't want someone who's very first time on the platform to start getting ding ding turned down like all these people. Then they like, screw this Airbnb crap, I'm not ever using it again. Instead they send them straight to me, where I always accept the first timers, and I guess right now I'm reaping the rewards for that. I don't know, what do you think?
Yeah, they do that. They'll but my question is, are your first timers requesting you or instant booking you?
They can't instant book because they're first timers, right? They don't have reviews, so
that's dependent upon your settings.
Oh, well, they're requesting me because I have it where
they're
they can't.
Requesting? So yeah, they'll as long as you're accepting requests, they'll let you in. They'll up your place. You saying people in your area are saying that?
Well, on the forums, professional hosts and all those forums are complaining about no listings in January, February, even March. And I've been freaking. I mean, you've been killing it, but I've been doing damn good.
That's like people doing this. People that probably reject a lot of people. People that not only if you're rejecting a lot of people. I'm trying to think what else would probably push you down. Also, you have to look at their location. That's what I was gonna say. Like, where are they located? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're up in Odessa, Texas, you know, or not in Odessa because they kill it out there, but somewhere up in Montana, ain't nobody living there. You know, you might have a little slump.
Well,
in January, people are known not to travel.
I've even heard
they broke.
Can said that he's been slow, and that Cammie, the friend of the show, she said she's been slow. You know, people from our, you know, around our area.
From our area?
Too. Yeah.
Also, you have to look at it like this, too. Airbnb, we have Plus in our city, and the DFW has Plus now, Airbnb Plus. And the DFW market's oversaturated.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's oversaturated with listings. It's like you have to find little small pockets. We're way oversaturated. That's why I was like, man, if I start an Airbnb out of a multifamily, I really don't want to be here.
I've been helping a buddy, cause, and I mentioned this on the Airbnb Professionals Host Forum. I said anybody else, you know, go through this kind of thing where they're like, oh man, Airbnb's the best. You know, I'm making bank on this thing. I got to tell the world what's going on. Tell my buddies they should get in on this. And, you know, no one ever does until finally one of your buddies does, and then they hit you up with 1,000 questions every day you see them at work. And I said, and after that, it's Airbnb silence. You don't mention it to nobody anymore. And people were laughing, and they were like agreeing to that. One lady said she lost a friend because of that. She just kept pestering her over how to do this, what to do that with Airbnb. It's funny, I should have put that post because we do a show about Airbnb and how to help people out and stuff. But it's not my coworker I'm seeing every single day that's bombarding me with 1,000 questions. You know what I'm saying? And
man, y'all got to take advantage of the business opportunities.
Yeah. Charge them to run it for them, right?
Charge them to talk to them. What do you mean?
A buddy at work and say, "Oh, don't say another word. Let's see a 20 spot right here, and then I'll tell you."
Bam! Here's my card. I charge $1 a minute.
Even if it's your buddy.
It's a fine buddy.
Oh, man. You're cold-blooded, dude. You're cold-blooded.
Yeah, man. I mean, you got to exchange information for information, you know?
And money talks, BS walks, right?
Yeah, man.
And so I mentioned this. And you were saying about oversaturated. And here's the thing,
Yeah.
like he did 2 bedrooms out of his house. He got them ready and everything. He's got his first guest tomorrow actually. And so he's got the rooms ready. He put them up on there. I helped him I had pretty much did up most of it for him. Anyways, whatever. Beside the fact, I should have charged him. Man, it's
You're a walking paycheck, man.
Damn. I know. I need an agent. Can you be my agent, Myka? Shit.
I charge 30%, man.
Damn, LeBron's agent don't even charge that.
Yeah, you know how much you getting?
That's true, right? 10% of 100 mil. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
pretty
there
good.
you go. There you go.
Oh shit!
yeah.
But
So what were you saying?
he's like, we started trying to find his listing on my phone, and it's like, all right, let me narrow it down this way. Let me narrow it down to Grand Prairie, 1,000 listings, 1,000 plus listings. Let me narrow it down to private rooms, 300 plus listings. Let me narrow down the price to yours was.
You went to Grand Prairie instead of 1,000 listings?
Well, yeah, I typed it in the search area,
yeah,
Grand Prairie.
Nah, y'all ain't doing it right. You got to pull up the map.
Yeah, I know.
You pull up the map, zoom. Yeah,
I know.
that'll tell you how. That,
But
okay.
I'm thinking most users, Airbnb users, grab the app on the phone, and they don't do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just looking at it as an Airbnb, someone who needs to grab a night somewhere. I'm gonna look up. Yeah, there's a lot of competition, and you're right. I mean, if you
pull up the map,
if you zoom in, yeah. I know. Before I rented out on Airbnb, I always pulled the map because I wanted to see where I'm gonna be at, if I'm gonna be close to the water, this and that. But on the phone, it kind of, I don't know. It kind of, I wouldn't say like discourages you from grabbing the map, but it makes it really simple for you to just to do the Facebook thing where you just, scroll. And anyways, we were doing that, and we finally found his listing way down there. But yeah, it seems to be a lot of competition, at least in the renting a room out of your house, scenario.
Possibly, yeah.
But there's a lot of shitty listings. There's tons of shitty listings, so there you go, too.
You guys did the private room and all that?
Yeah, he's doing 2 private rooms out of there.
He's using Instant Book?
I told him to. I forgot if he was contemplating it. I don't know. I don't think he did. But anyways, he's got 2 listings already coming up. So, there you go.
Yeah. It's yeah, because when the people book my place, I know for a fact they're looking at the map. They're like, hey, you're by this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they'll tell me, and I'll be like, oh, yeah, I am. And then they'll, oh, heck yeah. So, yeah, of course the book just came in. All right, but, yeah, they'll be like, hey, you're by this and that. So, I mean, it depends on the user. And it's also depending on what they're coming into town for. Like, if they're coming into town, they go to a certain destination point. I noticed a lot of them would be like, hey, you're by this. Can I, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it also depends, and when you're finding your listing, I guess location is really important because you have to kind of look at that like, hey, am I by this, by that, So I was looking at this quad that's out in Arkansas, and it was in a pretty nice location. I was looking, I'm like, oh, I might want to look into that. But, yeah, man, this multifamily hunting in Texas is a pain.
There was that one in the entertainment district I told you about that was $199 for a duplex.
Where at?
I thought I sent it to you. It's over there close to the entertainment district.
Oh, over here in Arlington?
So it would be, I mean, if you got the license or the thing and everything, it would be allowed to do Airbnb at, yeah.
Ooh, I don't know if I want to touch that.
$199. You just got to get that. What is that thing called? I don't know. The
what?
The
permit?
license, the permit. Yeah, you got to get the permit to do it, to do Airbnb in Arlington.
And I don't know. Ain't nobody got time for all that. Ain't nobody got time for all that.
So you're gonna be moving?
Nah, but I don't know, man.
You gonna be pushing pins?
What'd you say?
You gonna be pushing pins?
Pushing what?
I call it pushing pins. It's like kind of a play off that movie Pushing 10, which is about the air traffic controllers. This was called Pushing Pins. That then people that want to change the location of their Airbnbs. I've seen it.
Oh, the pin. Oh, yeah. Dropping pins in different locations.
Pushing pins.
Yeah, you can do that. That's a hot little thing to do. You can do that. You get away with it.
Oh, dude, this I thought I said your name on the comments, but it was a USA professional host, whatever, Facebook page.
Yeah.
And that girl from there, she runs it. She put it on there. Someone asked something. Oh, so all you have to do is just move the pin to the different location, blah blah blah, and keep going. And oh man, she got lit up from fellow Airbnbers, man. That's not right.
Yeah,
that's not truthful. Like what the?
You can't go into them. Yeah, you can't go into them old punk ass groups with those old Airbnb minions.
Those are those are the ones that tattletale in the class and shit, right?
Yeah, man, I don't even waste my time talking to people, man. They be like, you can't do them, like, dude, really? I've seen somebody in Meridian doing that. She dropped her pin in the middle of the lake, so the HOA couldn't find her. But she got her face on the damn. She has her face on her profile. She's gonna get caught real soon.
If that is her, maybe.
But yeah, I mean that's what everybody's been doing, just dropping their pin somewhere else. I mean, you can't do it too far off, but I mean, it works.
And so it would work. So dropping a pin would work. You're saying there's no way it couldn't work.
It would. It works from the standpoint of if someone's trying to find an Airbnb in their neighborhood. I'll say that. You see what I mean?
Yeah. You know what I automatically pictured? If you could picture this. Picture the Airbnb map, picture a map of Arlington, right? And then this, and there's pin drops, there's locations of Airbnbs all over it right now. And then tomorrow the ban goes into effect, and you just see all the pin drops just create like a circle around the city.
Man,
for real, fucking funny, man.
I mean, I think that's what's going to happen, and people are just going to start dropping pins. I'm not allowed to do it here. But you're going to have to be careful with that pin dropping. You're going to have to let people know, hey, I ain't up there. I'm this there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's if you're far off. But
right.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine. That's what I said people are going to do, start dropping pins.
But the thing is, when you sign up for Airbnb, you got to put your address in, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, of course, I think Airbnb gives out people's personal information.
I can't hear you. What was that?
I think Airbnb gives out people's personal information. That could be my own conspiracy, I guess, but I'm still under the impression that they give out people's personal information.
Well, they're fighting to not do that in New York. I don't know what would benefit them to give out people's information.
What would benefit who?
Airbnb, because why would they pay all this money to fight it in New York to not give over all these people's addresses to the city?
They already gave them. I mean, they're literally they already gave them out. I mean, yeah, think about it. Like these companies called Host Compliance. If you put your listing on Airbnb and Host Compliance can find it, where are they getting the information? I mean, there's money in data. Facebook is a big-ass data mining company at this point. I mean, people can say they don't, but I mean, if we sit here and start talking about Nike's Vapor Maxes, I guarantee when we log on to Facebook, that shit's about to be an advertisement. I'm serious, man.
That's true, right?
Yeah, and I think Airbnb's, I mean, I'm not saying they do, but I could very much imagine that they have sold some information or gave up some information,
a funny thing happened to me is this is a few months back when I signed up for that AA Advantage credit card, right? So I can start racking up flight miles too, just in case, I fly free, but I'll stand by. And sometimes, if we really need to get somewhere, I can use some miles and fly for free, it's a good card to have. But anyways, I was when I signed up for that card, a funny thing happened because I was like, well, I just want to ask. Instead of just doing it online, I'm gonna ask somebody. I'm gonna get a hold of somebody and ask them a bunch of questions, and I just want to get a feel for if this is the right card for me that's gonna rack up the most miles, whatever. And so I got this nice Filipino lady answered the phone, answered the customer service thing, and she told me everything that the card did and this and that, and I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and sign up for it. She said, okay. She said, would you like to sign up over the phone or online? Or I was like, well, you're already on the phone with me. I might as well sign up with you. And so she goes, okay, well, tell me your name, address, Social Security. She asked for all my information. I'll give her all my information. And then it gets to the point, okay, sir, congratulations, you're approved for the card, blah, blah, blah. I just got to read off this list real quick of this consent thing of things that you can and can't do with the card or whatever. And I was like, oh, okay. She's like, how long is it going to take? I was at work. She's like, my 12 to 15 minutes. I was like, what?
Oh, hell no.
And so she literally read every word of those scroll down legal boxes that we always just, whatever, glance at and hit accept. She read every single freaking word of that thing, dude. And I was just sitting there on the phone. Well, I had my earphones in. I just went back to work, and she just talking. And I mean, and I zone in and out, whatever. But occasionally it'd be like some weird thing. If you use your card at a gas station in Arizona and it's on this day, it doesn't give you any miles, but it's like... I was like, how much stuff do they cram into these things? We'd never read it. Do you ever read that shit?
No.
None of us read
I
it.
ain't got time.
But they cram so much stuff in there. And I'm sure, like you said, the Facebook things, the things that monitor us, that follow what we do, what we buy, what we look at on the internet, or even if we just talk out loud, I'm sure it says somewhere in there that it's legal for them to record our conversations and shit.
Oh, yeah. You put anything in small, fine black print, you can get away with a lot.
Damn.
Straight up.
So that was just a funny thing. If you ever want someone to read to you, to fall asleep, go sign up for a credit card on the phone and let them read that whole thing to you. It's a wonderful. I don't know how she did it. I don't know. Maybe she just, she did it nonstop. Boom, 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 boom. 12, 15 minutes of that stuff.
Dang. That's
crazy.
Yeah, it is, for real. Damn. I got off that call.
Another thing real quick that I was going to touch on was, have you heard of, I'm coining the term because, you probably already heard of it, but I say robo-wholesalers.
No.
Okay. And what happened and why I came up with this term, because I got a text message from someone inquiring about buying my Cottonwood. I'm sorry, not the Cottonwood one. The Cedar Street. The Hearst house. Just out of the blue, she was, hi Stephen. I know this is a crazy question, but my name is so and so, and I was just curious if you might be interested in selling your house. And so I was like, I texted back. I was at work and I looked at it again. I texted back. I was like, well, okay, I'm listening. How much y'all looking to offer? Just to humor them. I'm not planning on selling it or nothing. But anyways, and they didn't respond back for a long time, right? And then I got another text message, and it was like, it seemed like a text message they could send to anybody. Well, in your area, we bought a house similar, and it needed this much work, and we bought it for $97,000. Would this price range interest you? It sounded just like generic, right? And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna call this lady. I was still thinking it was a lady, and anyways, it went straight to it wasn't a lady that answered. It went straight to like this, hello, this is so and so, home sales and blah blah blah, and press 1 if you're looking to sell your home, or press 2 if you don't want to sell your home. And it's just like, what the hell is this? This was like, and I hung up and I was like, oh, so you were a robot the whole time. I was like, that's pretty slick. And then nobody said nothing for a while. And finally, she chimed in back, I assure you, Stephen, I am not a robot. And We were just interested in buying your house. And I was like, I didn't even respond for a while. And then they sent me it was like the next day. Yes, we sent a price on your house. We were wondering if you considered it. And I sent them back. I was like, I have a real estate agent friend, and he says the house is worth $190,000 as is. Can you pay that for it? And silence. They didn't say nothing, right? Until hours later, and it said, this price is out of our price range to purchase it and flip and rehab it, but we can put you in touch with a great agent that could sell it for you. And I was like, man, they're working all the angles, right? But I was like, it was all through text message. They didn't want to talk to me one-on-one. They just wanted to, I'll send this to text message. And it's like, is this like the robo-wholesale going on?
Oh, yeah, man. Wholesalers, man, they're making all types of money, especially now with the online marketing, text messages. You can get all types of stuff sent out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, yeah, you said they got you via text message?
Yeah, they just started this out of the blue. This number I didn't recognize sent a text message. So they probably sent that same text message to thousands of people. You know what I'm saying?
Easy.
And then you call to talk to that lady, and it sends you to their funnel, right? To their answering machine. Yep. And then that thing sends you two different ways if you want to sell your house or you don't want to sell your house. It's just like two other funnels. I'm like, it's pretty smart. But on the other hand, I was thinking, okay, this big corporation that's doing it or a big company that's doing it, whatever, it's pretty smart. But it also gives me hope in a way that there's still room. There's always going to be room for the hustlers out there. Because someone, I'd say half or 75% of people wouldn't respond to something like that. A text message, some robot text message you do to buy your house, right? People still want that. They still want that human experience. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, how many times do you press zero when you're calling when a telemarketer or calling AT&T or calling whatever to talk to whoever, and you just keep pressing zero or keep saying agent. No one wants to go through all that freaking spiel. And so there's still room for the hustlers. I had a coach one time that said, even with war, you can't just keep dropping atomic bombs everywhere. They still got to send those soldiers, the grunts, to go in there and handle the job. So the grunts is the hustlers, man. There's still, you can go knock on someone's door, have a good rapport with somebody, and you never know, they're gonna remember you. That kid was nice, he's out there. That reminds me of me when I was young. I'm gonna sell my house to him. I'm not gonna sell it to this freaking big old billboard that says we buy ugly houses. I'm gonna sell it to this kid because I like that kid. I mean, there's always gonna be room, no matter how automation, virtual reality, all that shit. There's always gonna be room for a hustler.
Yes, sir.
I brought it all the way back.
There will always be room.
Yeah.
There will always be room for a hustler. Yes, sir. I mean, everybody's hustling, though. That's the thing about it. Well, not everybody. If everybody was hustling, then we'd be in another place.
A lot of people are fake hustling.
I mean, there's always... what?
A lot of people are fake hustling.
What's fake hustling?
Like, I've heard it somewhere that someone, I'm gonna start my wholesaling business, or I'm gonna start this real estate business. I'm gonna I gotta make me a website. I gotta make me some cards. I gotta do this. I gotta get some pins with my name on. And someone said, "Oh, you want to play business? That's what you want to do." You're not out there grinding, knocking on doors, getting doors slammed in your face. You just want to play business and look like you're doing something.
Man, a lot of people like that.
That's what I was saying.
I don't think they're fake hustling. They have no guidance with what they're doing. They're just
Right.
trying to get something started.
Or they claim
That's a lot.
Or they claim to be hustling every day. They claim to be hustling every day while they're scrolling on Facebook and putting messages on how much of a hustler they are. That could happen too.
Yeah. Or they're finding a way to do that while promoting something else. Yeah, there's a lot of people do that. The people that hit you with the whole pin, showing you $10,000. I quit my job doing this. Like, what? But yeah. But I mean, yeah, it's always room for the hustlers, man. You just got to get out there and hustle. The hustle's in you, you will make it. But, man, did you hear about Airbnb's new boutique hotels that they're launching? They bought Hotel Tonight or something?
What's that all about?
They bought this huge, I guess, it's a hotel listing site. And, I guess Airbnb bought it. I've been telling you, I think I've said on the podcast that Airbnb is going to eventually hop in the hotel market, and they did. I think a lot of people ain't too happy about that. But, hey, it is what it is,
The little boutique hotels.
Yep, boutique hotels.
But hotels have been putting their listings on Airbnb for years now, right?
I don't know for years, but I know that they're about to have a bigger presence on Airbnb. With that acquisition. And so I've been hearing a lot of people. I've seen people on the professional hosts complaining about competition and oversaturation. I think Airbnb's getting there too. There's just a lot of competition, a lot of saturation. Like in Dallas, I know for sure, man. There's too many Airbnbs over there, man. It's crazy.
But you Airbnb out of Dallas, don't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Has your
look at Dallas.
Your listings been dropping or what?
No, it's not dropping or anything. It's just you look at it and he's like, man, over the saturation, and you have to kind of adjust your prices a little bit to go with the market at times. But it's just oversaturated. It's just too many listings to choose from on like a weekend, man. You know what I mean? That's why I've been happy I got with Price Labs. I'm taking the long-term booking.
That's just where I think it makes your brand even that much more important, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Because there's 1,000 cell phones out there, but there's only one cell phone that comes with the Apple on it. That's their brand. That's what they stand behind, right?
Yep.
So
there you go.
There's always going to be competition in every field, and the cream will rise to the top, and you got to make a strong brand out of it.
Yeah, that's true.
That's just my 2 cents.
That is definitely true. Because that's what I was telling people. You're either going to have to find a pocket, or you're going to have to find. As a matter of fact, I was talking to my boy Josh earlier. I said you need to find a pocket where ain't no Airbnbs. But if you start getting an Airbnb in Dallas, you're going to have to let your margin sink for like a month or two, and get your reviews up, and make sure you get apartments with like views, with like a view of the city, or like a corner apartment, like a view and a balcony. You know what I mean? You got to start doing stuff like that. If you go on that route, houses, this breeds different competition, because houses, I think you're trying to pack as many people up in there, and it's more for you're looking at it for a family standpoint. Like, hey, I want families to travel here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just different ways to look at it.
Yeah, you got to be unique. You got to stand out.
Yeah, definitely, man. So, but I know for a fact I might turn some of my timeshare listings into boutique hotel listings. Oh, that's what I was going to tell people about corporate housing, because I remember a while ago I said, don't block your calendar, right?
Yeah.
Don't ever block your calendar, just raise your date. And I'm going to tell you, I found out how I definitely know if somebody is taking longer-term bookings, and if their place is usually booked. If you type in like a random date, right, and you get that, you see a listing that says rare find, that means that listing has been booked on Airbnb. Like, because I did that with my Little Rock place. It's been booked for like 3 months now, and the lady's about to check out next week. And I looked, and my listing came up. I just randomly typed in some dates where my listing was available, just to see where it would come up at. It came up as number one, but it came up as a rare find. Like, they put the little rare find box next to it, because they said this listing is usually booked. So they do that if you're booked a lot. And I was like, oh, so like that's what Price Labs has been helping me on. And what I do on Price Labs, once I start getting my reviews up, I start lowering my discount per month. So then I can make a bigger profit when people are booking for long term.
Damn, the scientist is at it again.
Yeah.
And it's funny when they do put that rare find thing on an Airbnb. When I'm looking for one to stay at, I'm like, oh crap, it does give me that little motivation to want to book it, book it quicker, book it faster, because like it's gonna be gone, man. It's a nice one too. Shit. It's a rare find. Yeah. I gotta book it. So that really helps with the bookings, man. It makes like a snowball effect, don't it?
Yeah, exactly what it's like.
And
hey, what does what does being book smart and being street smart mean to you?
I've thought about this a lot. Of course, I guess the general meaning would be book smart would be, you're great at school, you make straight A's, and you do great in school, college, everything, and you get out in the real world, and you really just try to follow all the rules and do everything, how you're supposed to do it, and try to get ahead that way. Whereas someone that's street smart, that knows how to hustle, that might have to bust his ass to get through school, but figures out ways to do it, and then gets out there in the world and says, "Oh shit, I can hack this too," and starts, he can get a lot higher, a lot farther in business and life and let's say real estate, than someone that's just a book smart, that just tries to do everything exactly how the books tell them to do it.
Okay. That's a good definition. That's what I thought of too. But Mahogany made me change my mind on book smart and street smart. So for example, I sell courses, right?
Yeah.
And okay, Mahogany just got her license. And this is actually if you're married, this is a good what's it called? If you're married and you and your partner do business together, this is a good one for you. So, for example, she as soon as she got her license, we paid for her to get her license. She was like, "Hey, I want to get this course." This course. She said, "Hey, it's this much." I'm like, "Dang, man, I'm like, we just pay for the license. We don't pay for a course, And it also taught me how to be supportive of people's learning styles.
Yeah.
So I was like, why are you going, spend this money on this course? She's like, I'm telling you, this girl has some good information. She's like, come on, you sell courses. You don't want people to support it. So it made me kind of think about it. Made me kind of step back like, oh, shoot, I would. You know what I mean? Because I sell courses.
Yeah.
So she was like, and then I was like, man, all right. So I was like, all right, go ahead and get the course. She ended up not getting it because something else came up. But it taught me about how me and her learn different. Like me, she has to kind of hold me back sometimes. Like, Myka, don't do that. You know what I mean? Because me, I'm diving right in. I'll take the look. If we take a loss, we're going to take it as a learn. You know what I mean? We're going to learn on our way down, and we're going to come back up. That's how I look at things.
Yeah.
I'm just like, nah, I'll sit in the classroom, kind of book smart. I'll sit in the classroom, teach me the mistake before I make it. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh, okay. So now that it kind of made me wiser thinking that, I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, but us being together, we balance each other out. So if shit's at that time when she's like, well, no, I'm not going to do it, I can push her in. Like, nah, just go for it. You know what I mean? Or if I'm at the time where I'm about to just jump in, she can grab me like, nah, you don't want to do that. You know what I mean? So, so see me, I'm more, I would say she's more book smart. I'm a little bit more street smart, but we mesh together. Book smart and street smart, like mommy's very business minded. I'm very business minded, but she's gonna, hey, give me the classroom information, and I'll go. Me, I'm like, let's just go make the mistake. You know what I mean? So
right.
It was, once I started looking at it from that point of view, I'm like, oh, you really need to be a little bit of both. Or if you're just all the way street smart, you need to have somebody book smart on your team. Or if you're all the way book smart, you need to have somebody street smart on your team. Like, you look at Floyd Mayweather, he can't read a book, but damn it, he make a bunch of money and he needs to hire up a bunch of book smart people. I'm just saying, I think, I don't know if he can read, but what I'm saying, that's the stereotype about it. But that's how I was looking at it, man. It was just a quick learning lesson, to be supportive of your partner. You have to find how I learn things, how she learns things. You have to be supportive of it.
That's cool, man. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, it was like kind of support other people's learning styles.
Yeah. That makes sense. Kind of balance each other out. With me too.
Yeah,
I'm kind of headstrong like you. I just want to dive into everything, And my wife pulls me back, says, "No, let's not do this. It's not a good idea, or it's gonna cost too much." It's like, yeah, she doesn't kill every single dream. If she sees it's a good opportunity, I have to convince her. I have to tell her why, and that she has to see it through my eyes and plus through her eyes. And then, and then she's like, that's a pretty good idea. We should. Yeah, you're right. We should do it. And it's just not. She's like, okay, let's do it. She I don't need you and I don't need that much freedom. We could really screw some shit up, right?
Yeah, there you go.
But
There you go.
we need to be reined in a little bit, and
Yeah.
that's what it's like. What a good coach does, right? Like Phil Jackson. You know, he had the superstars and shit, but he knew how to make them play as a team, right?
Yeah, man. Phil Jackson's a genius. I tell people that Phil's a genius, man.
Hell yeah. And
I mean, you when you can take personalities like that and then like shift them to complete a greater goal, yeah, you're a genius. What were you gonna say?
You know what? It trips me out, and I never even thought of doing something like this. But you ever listen to the Tim Ferriss show?
I haven't listened to it in a long time.
Okay, well,
But I used to.
I freaking love that show. He's a brilliant dude. He brings on freaking brilliant guests from all fields, you know. But he interviews a lot of billionaires, billionaire with a B. He interviews a lot of these billionaires, right? And Bigger Pockets has people with high incomes and stuff, and millionaires. I mean, I don't know. I mean, how often they get a billionaire on the show, but Tim Ferriss rubs shoulders with giants, and so and one thing, like a recurring theme in all these people all these billionaires from every walk of business said is that, like, he asked them, what's one of the best things you ever done, and what's the one important thing that in being successful. They've all hired coaches, man, like what life coaches.
Yep.
And I'm like, I mean, you and I mean, maybe you, but I've never even considered. I wouldn't even know where to look for a life coach. But all these billionaires that are, you think they're when they're talking, you think this guy's the smartest mofo I've ever freaking heard in my life. He just spitting knowledge in every sentence. He knows. I mean, he's a genius. But even these freaking geniuses with all this talent in the world are hiring freaking coaches.
Yes, sir. That's the smartest thing you can ever do.
Like, wow,
man. I had when I was 22, I didn't have. I guess you kind of call him a life coach, a guy who just gave me a lot of good game on life, where to go. Seeing the potential in me. So yeah, I mean, it takes one person, and if you can go hire one, definitely, man. If you can get a life coach, a marriage coach. We have all that. Like I don't have a life coach right now, but I have a marriage coach, and man, that helps you, dude. If you can find somebody who can relate to, a mentor, definitely do it.
But just to be that smart and powerful and talented, and yet admit that you can't do it alone. That's some powerful shit right there.
Yeah, I mean, there's nobody who's that smart and powerful and talented that ain't making connections and connecting with people and finding life coaches, find people that's smarter than them. Yeah, man. That's where it's at. I've been looking, I'm trying to find me a life coach.
Yeah, man. That's all.
Marriage mentors, all that. I already have one of those, but yeah, I'm looking for a life coach. Yeah, that's a good one, man.
Fitness coach.
Yeah. And honestly though, like, you really have to look at things like that. We don't know everything, and there's times that you don't feel like, well, you might be feeling down on yourself. Like, I can't get through this. But you have somebody like a life coach to call. Or, like me, me and you are both married, and, you can holler at your wife, and get things taken care of. But, that's good to have.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're talking about everything on the show, as I always mention. But another thing that I was talking to my dad and stepmom. I was hanging out over there at their house and stuff, and they've done all right for themselves. They got a nice, property, chunk of land, and she brought it up out of the blue. We were talking about something. She brought up that they don't even have a will. I'm like, how do y'all not have a will? Because she got kids on her side, and my dad, kids on our side, and grandkids, and not that I said I don't want anything, I don't need anything, but I'm just saying it might be smart, to make a will. And And she was like, yeah, but and I got to think of who I want from the family to be, to be an executor of the will. And I was like, well, from the people I've talked to that have gone through, someone dying and putting them in charge, and they're part of the family, I said that's not a good position to be in, because you're part of the family and you're doling out the wishes of someone that passed away, and then all of a sudden they start getting hit up with lawsuits on both sides from their own family. I'm like, why would you put someone through that? I say, get someone outside of the family, a lawyer or someone to be executor or whatever, and let them handle it. Someone outside that can handle people, cool-headed, no emotions, blah blah blah. This is how their wishes wanted to be carried out. This is how it's going to be done, and be done with it. Why would you put? It's kind of like a death coach if you think about it.
Damn.
I just got dark,
Yeah.
but I mean, people. Look for talented people out there that can help in certain situations, right? In every situation.
Definitely.
But
Definitely.
I don't know why I went.
People, yeah, 'cause my parents been talking about getting a will. They've been working on getting theirs. Because once you start hitting that age, you definitely got to get one.
Shit, we needed. I mean, we could get hit by a car tomorrow, and but
Yeah.
I don't even have. I'm working on it. And this is what brought me to this. When she told me that, I went online and I said, I think I googled make a will for free, and something that came up was called, I think it's called freewill.com or freewill.org or something like that. I'll put it in the show notes, but it's a cool concept. Here's how it works. You can go on there and make a will totally free, right? You just go down there, fill in all your information, what you got, where do you want it to go to, and after you're done, you print it out and you take it and have 2 or 3 witnesses, whatever it is, and sign it, and then and get it notarized, right? And boom, it's a legal binding will. And so and I mean, you can always go back and change it, whatever, and it's totally 100% free. I sound like an infomercial, but I swear I'm not. I'm not getting a penny from this site. It's called freewill.com or something like that. And here's a cool thing of how it helps them stay free. And it's what they do is when you're going down the list of how to divvy up your assets or whatever, it tells you, it kind of encourages you. You don't have to do it, but encourages you, okay, how much are you want to put aside to donate to certain charity, and so and I guess people are feeling this out like, shit, I'm gonna be dead and gone. Yeah, I'll give a few G's to a charity. That sounds like a good cause, whatever. And so what I think is happening is these charities are paying money to be on this website to get exposure, to get and to receive money from people filling out these wills, which is a win-win, So you can leave a will, you can leave some money behind to a charity, you're doing good on your way out. And these charities, they put, I guess they pay a little bit to be on there, to be a profiled charity, and they receive funds that they can go and help people with. Like I said, you don't have to leave a dime to any of the charities, but they're getting exposure. So this site is able to remain free and help people make wills for free. And I thought that was a cool freaking share economy idea.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. That is pretty dope.
I texted it to you too, right?
Yeah, you texted it to me.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
Freewill.com. So even the share economy is touches on life, money, and even touches on death. You know what I'm saying?
It touches on death.
I mean, and that's the point to all this, right? We can't take this shit with us, so we better have it going where we would like it to go, especially not to Uncle Sam.
Yeah, for real, man. Oh, did I tell you? I was going to tell you, speaking of older crowd, wills, older people and stuff like that. And we always talk about, I know you like to always say, hey, go ahead and hop in on Airbnb. And you say that a lot at the end of the shows, right? So the other day, it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, I actually talked to one of our listeners for 3 hours on the phone.
Oh.
And it was what is it, session, what's it called, consulting session, right? For 3 hours, I talked to one of our guests. Man, I learned so much just by sitting there talking to her and I'm teaching her how to use Airbnb, but I'm learning the whole time. Like, after the phone call, because we talked for like 3 hours on like a Saturday, it was a few weeks ago. After we talked, I realized Airbnb is truly intimidating. It's very, very intimidating, especially to someone older who reads all the rules and stuff like that. I was like, this is why a lot of people don't hop on it. And you don't know how intimidating it is until you put yourself in someone else's shoes and they're asking you questions like, oh, if I list this as this, will I get in trouble? If I list this as this, will I get in trouble? And to me, I'm like the head-on guy, just jump in and do it. But I'm like, if I put myself in someone else's shoes, I'm like, dang, that is kind of intimidating. You don't know, like, is this an entire place? Is this a boutique hotel? Is this a service apartment? You know what I mean? Because Airbnb puts up all this little stuff about what this stuff is, and, oh, will I get in trouble if I label it wrong? But it was crazy just kind of listening. I was like, man, it was a really good conversation with one of our listeners. So I was going to shout her out, but she was like, no, don't shout me out. I was like, okay, I'll tell everybody that you called from Cali, So, yeah, man. But yeah, it was also cool to see, like, our listeners are from broad ranges. We have listeners that are young, a lot of millennials, boomers listen, and then when they need help, they feel like they can call, and that's pretty cool.
That's what they say. I mean, the best way to learn is to teach, right?
Yeah, straight up. Yeah, that is the best way to learn, to teach. That's so true.
That's crazy. That's awesome, man. Especially you're helping people, and you got a 3-hour phone call at $10 a minute. That's good.
I wish it was that much.
Oh, it's not that kind of phone call.
Yeah, I wish, but nah. But it was just really eye opening though. I was like, damn, man. A lot of people just really are intimidated. So I was like, man, I'm glad I was able to help them. It was pretty cool.
You had to go do a little research after that call.
Yeah, not really research. It's just because I was learning like how intimidating it was, more or less. I didn't really learn a lot about Airbnb that I didn't already know. It's just learning like people's personalities with Airbnb.
Here's what came to mind while you were saying that, and
yeah,
it is intimidating, and I've learned how kind of intimidating it is by my buddy hitting me up asking me 1,000 questions, and I'm just like, dang, I guess I never thought of it like that, I just went ahead and filled it out and did it. We're a generation that we're used to filling out. This is an older dude. We're used to going online and filling out whatever and starting whatever, pretty simple, right? But someone that from the older generation, just generalizing here, they're like, what is this? But what does this mean? What does this do? Why do I have to put this? And I mean, it's like, dang, everything's 1,000 questions. But that's why I was saying it was frustrating. But I mean, you're making a buck and you're helping someone out. But in what I thought of it, what I started to, when you were talking, I was like, MySpace. You remember MySpace, right?
Yeah.
There was no old folks on MySpace. It was all younger generation kids for the most part. It was all younger kids. Yeah. And why is that? Why was that?
MySpace?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Because it was intimidating. Because you had to know a little bit of coding to get your damn site up and running. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a plug and go. Fill in your name, address, and you're ready to have a site. You had to go in there. You had to code to do your picture. You had to code to put stuff, to make your background right. You had to go through third parties and this and that to go, pimp my MySpace. And it kept all the old people away, which, that's kind of cool. But now we're old.
Facebook's easy.
And Facebook came along, and they made it so freaking easy. Just fill in this, format right here. Fill in your name, address, whatever. We're going to track you till you die. But anyways, you just fill in this just fill in this information, and boom, you're up and running. Look, your picture's right there. Look, there's your family saying hello, welcome to, and it just made it easy. And then, it's loaded up with everybody's moms and grandmas now, And so they, and that's what I'm thinking when you were saying all that. I was like, right now, Airbnb's the shiznizzle for us, younger generation. We're getting older, but whatever. Because because we're used to like having to actually know a little bit of coding to make our little websites work and shit. So MySpace is freaking breeze to us, but to the older generation, they ain't used to all that. So it is kind of intimidating. So right now, Airbnb is the MySpace of the it's kicking everybody's ass like MySpace was. But shit, maybe there's gonna come along a Facebook of short-term rentals, make it easy for everybody to do.
Yeah, that's true.
And maybe Steve and Myka are gonna make it and become multi-billionaires. You never know.
Yeah, there you go. That's actually a real good way to think about it. I mean, because technically, I guess when you find something that's not as friendly to that older generation, there's money in that. Because the boomers got the papers. You know what I mean?
We can disrupt the disruptors, yo.
There you go. If you can do it,
You hear that, Jerome? You hear that, Jerome? Oh, sorry.
But yeah, it was just crazy to sit there and learn. I was like, man, that's crazy how intimidating this really is. So that's actually a really good analogy to use, MySpace.
Yeah, right now it's MySpace, but there might come along a Facebook of this shit,
Yeah.
You never
Definitely
know.
could.
Well, this has been a great ep. What do you think?
Yeah, that was a good episode, man. We got a lot of life. We call this the life coach episode. We're giving out some life coaching tips.
99 cents a minute. You too can call Live, Let, Thrive and learn.
There you go.
Well, it's always great hearing about your journey, and I like, getting your feedback on my journey. So yeah, big things coming up. I try to like slow down, say, you know what, I'm gonna just slow down. I'm gonna just like do, save up money, eat all safe and nice. But no. I gotta be in the game, man. I gotta be in the game, Just like you were saying, LeBron should just sit out a year. Kalishaw was saying he should just sit out a year, go hang out with friends, go recruit. He ain't like that, man. He ain't built like that. He wants to be in the game. He wants to be in the fight.
But he ain't in the game is his point.
Well, he's in it. He's losing. But he's learning from losing,
he's not
sure.
in it. He's not focusing on it. So, for example, I'm going to give you a perfect analogy. On the court, I'm nothing like LeBron. I don't really like his style. Off the court, I'm exactly like him. Into businesses, into branding, into getting, your word out there, all his political views I agree with, stuff like that. But right now he just moved. This is what he's saying. Because I'm happy you brought that up. He just moved to a new city, right? He just moved to LA, number 2, top 2 largest city in the U.S. He's never got to sit back and just experience it. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's vacation there. He's got the money to do it, owns a house there. But he's doing so much other things. He's got his wine thing. He's got his TV shows. He's like, man, just take a year off and enjoy that. Then you could sit back and enjoy the scene and then come back after a year. You might be able to recruit Kevin Durant. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So, because him in the game right now, you aren't giving the game your all. You know what I mean? You got so much other stuff going on in life. Like you know what I mean? I'm not mad at him for it. I'm all about business. You know what I mean? So I ain't mad at him. But right now, it's just you're not focused. Like when I got laid off my job for that 7 months, I truly wasn't focused on my job, and it helped me gain clarity. Now I went back. My job, my business is passive, and everything I do now, I can just focus on my job. You know what I mean?
Nice, yeah.
So yeah, that's what I meant. He meant, and I was like, yeah, that's crazy. Because every time I move to a new city, I take like a month off work. I'm like, I'm not going to work for a month. I'm going to learn the city. When I first moved to Dallas, took a whole month off. I was just riding around, learning Dallas, seeing what spots I like, what spots I don't like. Every time I moved, when I moved to Arkansas, I did the same thing. But yeah, I love his advice. He had some good advice on that, because everything he had said, I had done it before.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
That's cool. I kind of gave that. That was cool, and it's funny. And they say Europeans. I'm not go off on all kinds of angles here. Europeans are happier than Americans. Because like Americans get 2 or 3 weeks off a year at their most some get more, some get less, whatever, at their jobs, whereas Europeans, they get like 2 or 3 months off at a time, and it's like, and imagine that, getting that refreshment every year to go off a couple months and just refresh and then come back and yeah, they get that every freaking year. And that sounds pretty awesome. That sounds pretty awesome.
How long they get off?
Like I know, like I think a couple months in a row, 2 or 3 months in a row. Yeah, they get like a big chunk of time off. It's like mandatory over there.
Oh yeah, that's how you keep morale up.
They go on holiday. It's pretty cool. So, I don't know. It's a different way to look at it. Like that whole, you know. But even Kalishaw said, "Well, I can't do it. You know, most people can't afford to take a year off. I can't do it. I can't afford it." But he can. He's making all this money, and so yeah. If you can afford it, or if you live in Europe and you know it's mandatory, then yeah, you can get that refreshment. You know,
straight up.
Here we grind until we grind our bones into dust. Sometimes, you know, that's just how our society is.
That's sadly true, man.
So, well, we're gonna be financially free pretty soon, I'm sure. I mean, you're already on the way there.
Yes, sir.
You know, I'll be on the way there too. So, here's to that, man.
We got a ways to go, but cheers to that.
Before we keep rambling on,
right,
this is
good
episode.
Good episode. Hope y'all learned something about life, business partners.
Yeah.
Go out and do something.
I didn't have any notes for this ep, but I think it was good because I was listening to you, man. I was listening to you. I was getting in there, hearing Myka's words and his heart and his experience, his greatness.
Yeah, man. Not to start exposing a little bit more of my Zen side on the cast. So.
Oh hell yeah, go Zen it up, baby.
But yeah, man. This is episode 82 or 83?
83. We're fast approaching a hundred. So we'll get there soon.
Yeah, man. Episode 100 will be lit for y'all. But yeah, man, this is a good episode. Thank you for listening. Tell them where they can find. Oh, yeah, they can find us on Facebook, Instagram,
SoundCloud,
Facebook, Instagram. Oh yeah, SoundCloud.
LiveThatThrive.com.
Yeah.
Anywhere household goods are sold. I don't know. You'll find us. Live, Let Thrive. You already found us. Here you are. All right, y'all. Have a great journey. Jump into it, like we were saying. Jump into it, and then teach others if it doesn't piss you off too much. And keep living.
Letting them thrive.
Boom. Peace.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Live, Let, Thrive. Be sure to tune in next week for all the latest in the world of Airbnb and all that entails. Bye-bye.